Welcome back again. It's your two favorite men. It is Road Dogg and Casio, and you're listening to
Oh, you didn't know?
Road Dogg Brian James, baby.
I don't know about your two favorite men, but I mean we're two.
One of the two has got to be one of their favorites.
It's debatable whether we're clearly men or not at this age, at this stage of my life.
My name is Casio Kid, so I'm struggling right out of the gate.
Yeah, right out of the gate. But that's a cool name. Casio Kid's a cool name.
Not as cool as Road Dogg.
How you been?
Man, I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I am too. Everything's going good. It seems like everything's. I've been
some big family stuff.
Yeah. I had a wedding. My daughter got married. Also, thank you. Huge applause.
Yes.
And also was my 26th wedding anniversary last week. So, and I got sick in between the two. So, I'm trying to kick back. I'm trying to get back to normal.
And still,
are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling great. I haven't got sick.
You look like a boiling bowl of bull crap. You know what I mean? I don't even know what I said.
Maybe it's the onset of something. You know what I mean? Maybe that would explain it. I'm about to get monkeypox or something.
I get
that. Yeah. And I just don't know it yet.
Well, and monkeypox and the COVID are still a thing apparently, but President Joe Biden said it wasn't.
That's over.
A lot of backlash about that.
Right.
We will see.
You work at a corporation. You might want to run memos past everybody before you read them,
and just see what's up about my monkeypox and how if I need to let anybody know about that. Hey, what are we going to talk about today? Because I've heard tell something about Richard's. No. What was it today?
Not his last match. You've already did that episode. Go check out the archives. Great episode. You and Ryan Katz talking about Ric Flair's last match. We're talking about celebrities in wrestling.
Oh, celebrities in wrestling.
Different episode than celebrities in wrestlers.
Yes. But
literally
very similar, actually.
Sometimes.
I mean, I think there's a lot more similarities than there are differences, to be quite honest with you. And so, and I believe you me.
All right, look,
I've had some celebrities.
You've had some celebrities.
On the television show. Not in me.
I thought you were about to kiss and tell.
Yeah, no, never.
Oh.
Well, I mean, one. I guess I could let this out of the bag.
And
no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Man, we're about to have the best episode ever.
And I raked your eyes. So.
If you announced you and Shatner made out the time y'all met, that's gonna be great. All right,
I was gonna save it till we got to his name, but whatever.
We're talking celebrities in wrestling. We've got different moments in time. I've got different celebrity names. You might not have ever worked with any of them. You might have just watched it. You might have never known it existed. So this episode could be 12 minutes or 3 hours. We won't know.
Oh, cool. I perused the list. That's one of my favorite words, by the way.
It's a big word.
I don't even know what it means, but I perused the list, and I actually have run-ins with a lot of them. So I'm interested to see exactly how much I do know and how much I do remember.
So right out of the gate, celebrities in wrestling.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of it?
I am a fan of it, and I have been ever since they started it way back when. And I really don't know when the first one was, but early ones were Mania, the first Mania, and with Mr. T. I think that was 3 actually, but the first one with Cyndi Lauper, was that the first Mania? I'm just talking about stuff like I know.
What about Andy Kaufman? He was way early.
Oh, wow. That was way early. And that was great. It popped Memphis huge. They made a ton of money off of that angle. And it went like nationwide. You know what I mean? And that was just a territory that Memphis was. West Tennessee was its own kind of territory. So, and it went nationwide on the what show did they go on? Johnny Carson or
Letterman.
Yeah. Letterman. That's right. I'm sorry. Wasn't quite that far back, but yeah, they went on Letterman and did the slap heard around the world and everything. So yeah, man, to me, it's I don't think we've had well, we might have had some bad experiences, but as we go through them on this podcast today, I'll tell you the truth, whether they were good or bad, or at least whether how I felt, my opinion on the verdict. Mr. T
Let
and Hogan versus Piper Norndorf at Mania 1. Yes.
Yeah,
I
nice
don't
job.
I don't know. I said 3. I was wrong. But I mean I wasn't off.
You thought it was early?
It was a odd number. So I
Well,
was close.
all right, we know it wasn't 2. As you even remember
That's what I
WrestleMania
knew,
2.
yeah.
Let's dig in just a hint on Andy Kaufman.
Okay.
What do you remember of that time? Were you just watching any interaction? What was going on in your life then?
So I was not. I was what year was that? Do you remember? Do we know what year?
Woo!
Yeah, that's a
We can find
trivia
it.
question. That's a trivia question. If only there were a device we could use to find out
Yeah.
what year that was.
That's gonna be let's see. I'm looking.
Boom,
82 was Lawler and Kaufman.
82.
Yeah.
82. Wow.
So early 80s, because he passed in 84.
Andy Kaufman did.
Yes. And so he was
because
82.
Lawler passed and then he came back. You know what I mean? Like, I think you'd be okay with that joke, to be quite honest with you.
I think you would too.
Knowing the King. So yeah, 82. Man, I was like 12. Yeah, I lived in Florida, and my father and all my brothers were in Continental Championship Wrestling or Southeastern Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
So I didn't view, it was still territory days a little, so I viewed locally what my father and brothers were wrestling on, and I didn't get Memphis. But of course, I saw and heard about the thing that was on David Letterman with Kaufman and Lawler. So I thought it was great. And I think it's great promotion, crossover promotion, and we'll probably get into more of my feelings about that as we dig deeper.
Well, I mean, Karen Jarrett slapped me. Should I go for the women's title? I mean, I think
feel like you could probably go for it, but I don't think you got a snowball's chance in hell of winning. Is that?
Well, as you said, it ain't about wins and losses, baby.
Hey, that's true. You're trying to get over, right? You're trying to sell some merch. You're trying to sell some butt nugget merch. And
Fergal McDivitt, me and Fergal McDivitt can tag team.
Man, I wonder what y'all's team would be called. We'll put some time and effort into that.
All right, let's move a little bit forward. What about Muhammad Ali? Do you remember anything about him and wrestling?
So I want to say he refed no. So he had the exhibition with Inoki. I know that.
Yeah.
And he also, I want to say he refed a match at a Mania. I might be totally making that up, and even if I did, it's pretty cool. But I feel like I've seen him in a referee's outfit before.
He definitely appeared at Madison Square Garden for a WWE match. Gorilla Monsoon was in the ring after his fight. Ali stepped into he was in a shadow box in the ring. Monsoon wasn't too happy with the boxer and he lifted Ali up, tossing him to the mat with an airplane spin. And then first WrestleMania 1 guest referee, 1985.
So I felt like I've seen him somewhere before, but for me personally, when I first started wrestling in WCW and just doing jobs and still working on the indies, I had a match with Booker T, and I think it was in Detroit. And they took our picture, and I've told the story before, but my only publicity photo ever in WCW was a picture of me flying off the top rope to miss a headbutt on Booker T. Yeah, to miss a headbutt. I didn't know how to give it off the top rope, but I knew how to miss it. And so it's me going to miss it, Booker T laying on the ground, and Muhammad Ali in the first row. And it was like such a cool picture. And I don't even think I have one of those anymore, but it was such a cool picture. I wish I could find that. Maybe somebody can dig that up. But it was a dark match prior to a pay-per-view. And I don't remember the pay-per-view, but it was probably late 93 or 94, Yeah, if somebody can find that, or
We gotta
even on
find that
Twitter or
pic.
something. Yeah, we got to find that pic because it's cool. And Muhammad Ali is in the front row, watching me and Booker. And for a minute we were wrestling, and Booker had me in a rear chin or something. I don't remember really remember. I'm just making this up, but I do remember. I do remember this moment. Everybody started cheering, 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 and we thought, like, what the crap? We're just wrestling, we ain't doing nothing special. And here he came down, and so Booker T just got me in a rear chin lock and said, "Here he comes, man! Look at him, look at!" And we just watched them walk him down to
That's
the
awesome.
ring and set him down. And it was like, why? We just stopped wrestling because why? Why do anything else? Nobody's looking at us. The greatest of all
Yeah.
time is coming down the ramp.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was
Do you
awesome.
do you I've done this at stand-up comedy before. If you find out, one, another comic, but especially two, if there's a celebrity in the crowd,
Yeah,
you feel like you want to pop them first, and you
yeah,
should not. You should go for the crowd.
yeah,
Do you feel that as a
100%.
wrestler? Have you ever went, oh, there's so and so's in the crowd. I hope we can pop them.
Yeah. Especially if it
Yeah,
is another wrestler and you're either you have a relationship or not
yeah.
with them, but there's something that you could go to tickle them individually. You know what I
Back of the
mean?
room, play into the back of the room. It
Yeah,
never brings you any
yeah,
fans, but it's so
yeah.
fun to do.
No, but it is fun, and then it's fun to talk about post. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that, or you know
Yes.
what I mean? Like, I can't believe you said that.
All right,
Yeah, it's always really fun for that.
let's keep going for some of these early ones. Of course, you mentioned everyone remembers the Cyndi Lauper crossover.
Mm,
And of course, that was rock and wrestling. They're everywhere. They're MTV. They're on all kind of TV shows. And me as a young fan, very young fan, I was all into Hulkamania. I had the workout set, Road Dog. I had the
no way.
headband, the cassette tape. I
Were
distinctly
you
remember.
taking your vitamins and saying your prayers?
Yeah, and I distinctly remember an awkward situation where I was down on the floor doing my first sit-ups ever as a fat kid.
Okay.
But I'm chubby as all get out. And I'm doing my sit-ups and working out, and my mom walks in, and all she hears is me in the floor somewhere going, oh, 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 oh. And she's like, I don't know if I should be in here.
She knocked first. Like,
Well, no,
okay, are you
no,
okay?
it was the come back out and then knock to
Oh,
act
oh
like you
yeah.
hadn't been in.
Act like I
I'm
didn't.
like, hey, I'm just
I
doing my
saw nothing.
sit-ups.
I
Yeah.
saw nothing.
She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, working on this python. She's like, I shouldn't be in here.
You know what? You know,
I got a headband on, sweatband. She's like, I don't.
socks
This is.
pulled up to your knees.
Yeah, she's like,
I was
I
just
don't know if I
hey,
should
but
be
just
in it.
naked as a jaybird. Other than that,
Oh, I was doing my workout.
hey,
She
you need
couldn't
to,
say
you
anything.
need to
So
get back to saying them prayers. Is what you need to get back.
clearly missed a few vitamins since then.
Wow, that's an awesome story.
But in that,
The real part of it.
it's besides the nude, it was
Yeah.
all real. But I say that to say Cyndi Lauper was in that huge crossover
Mhm.
time. What do you remember of that as well? Do you remember the
Yeah, it
hype
was just
around it?
yeah, I remember the hype around it was national, news, and MTV was hot then. And if you watched MTV, you saw about it. It was look, it's Vince McMahon's genius in promotion. He reached out, he made relationships in Hollywood and in New York, in all the fancy places that you need to make friends in Hollywood with, and he's done that. And so he successfully did it here, and we're going to talk more about how many times he's successfully done it. Now, look, sometimes have failed, and I'm sure we'll cover some of those too. But I think Vince was a very good promoter, and I think he utilized this, and the whole rock and wrestling thing was. They did it in AWA, but it wasn't on a national level, and it was just like they did it. And it was actually horrible in the AWA. Have you ever heard any of their rock and wrestling like songs that they tried to
Oh,
do? Yeah, it was not good. And I think what Vince did was say, look, let's not try to do what we can't do. We're not singers and dancers and songwriters here. Let's just wrestle, and we'll bring in celebrities from other genres of entertainment. And so I think this was step one in many successful marriages, you know what I mean,
yeah.
with celebrity and wrestling.
Well, and one more before we get into your personal counters. Early on, Mr. T. Again,
Oh yeah.
huge name and huge crossover for WWE.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, he was nationwide. And so this was the first time really Vince went like way out. And from the stories that are told, and I think there's a A&E show coming out about this, but it's about like this Mania, everything relied on it. You know what I mean? It was everything he had invested in this show, and had it failed, we wouldn't be sitting here talking today. So that I'm interested in seeing that and finding out those behind the scene conversations that were had about that.
It definitely worked incredible. I mean, knocked
Yeah.
it out of the park. And
Oh yeah, and we're still going strong. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
incredible.
And more singers, songwriters, actors, joining the roster, so to say.
Well, speaking of going strong, we want to take 1 second to thank our proud sponsor of this show, Bluechew.
That
Bluechew.
keeps me going strong.
Going strong. Guys, confidence can take you far in life. It can also help you in the bedroom, especially when it comes time to step up to the plate. That's where Bluechew comes in. Bluechew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises.
Arises.
The process is simple. Maybe you're celebrating your 26th anniversary. Is that it? Maybe right before that, you sign up at bluechew.com, consult one of their licensed medical providers. Once you're approved, you're going to receive your prescription within days. And the best part is it's all done online. You don't go down to your doctor's office and your doctor knows your dad. Now your dad and your mom are knowing you're going down there. No.
None of that.
You're all online, no visits to the office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. What about standing in line at the old Kroger's going, I'm waiting on my penis pills?
With those things on your hand, and they go, Mr. James, excuse me, sir, your boner pills are going to be postponed till. Thank you, ma'am.
Not the case, okay?
Not here.
Not the
with
case
Bluechew.
with Bluechew. You're going to be ready when your package arrives.
Oh, and your package will arrive, my friend.
Here's the best part. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Bluechew can help, and we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Bluechew free. I mean, what's a better deal than trying it for free?
FREE.
Yep. When you use the promo code DOGG. Yep. All you got to do at checkout is put in promo code DOGG at checkout. Pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code DOGG to receive your first month free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Bluechew for sponsoring the podcast.
Thank you, Bluechew. Man, no awkward conversations.
Come on.
Discreet packaging.
Come on.
You can plan ahead or be ready when the opportunity arises.
Yeah.
So, man, this is the way to go, especially if you feel, look, at my age, you just go in and tell the doctor, look, nothing works anymore. So it's not that big a deal, but some younger people that have this issue, and look, this issue is not, as rare as people think it is.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. This is a huge issue, and a lot of men are insecure about it, and definitely insecure about talking about it. And if that's the case, it shouldn't be. We should be able to speak about stuff like that, especially when it comes to enhancing your love life, your relationship with my wife. Like we can't have a conversation in public about how to be a better husband, or you know what I mean. So I just think this is an opportunity for everybody who has that issue or whatever to help themselves out. And use promo code DOGG.
Sometimes you got to make her ask some questions. What got into you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wait, what's going on?
And I go, nothing. That was a baseball I threw at you.
I'm telling you.
You snorted.
Promo code DOGG. Get you a baseball, son. They'll ship baseballs right to your door. All right, let's get in to celebrities that you have encountered. All right.
Okay.
We kind of
Okay.
set it up with some of the ones like you mentioned, before my time, before your time in the business.
Yep.
Now we want to talk about encounters that the Road Dogg has had. I'm sure you've
Okay.
had many that are not
Personal.
on this list, but let's talk about them.
Okay.
Right out of the gate,
Yep.
you've mentioned him a couple times. Let's talk William Shatner.
Yep. William Shatner. So that was way back when. That was my first celebrity run-in as a performer, as far as having to perform with him. And so we actually had physical contact on a Raw, very early Raw, I believe it was, where he seconded Bret the Hitman Hart, and I, the roadie, seconded, of course, Jeff Jarrett. But after the post match, I think Bret won, and then post match I came in to do something, and William Shatner pushed Bret out of the way and hit me, and then he ran my head into the turnbuckle a few times and threw me out over the top rope. And so that was, look, if we could excuse me, if we could have that video or something play when we do that, I think that would be awesome. Also, I want to talk about the argument that he and I had, that William
Right.
Shatner and I had about said physicality, because we walked through it one way. When we started talking about it in the back, he had the spots mixed up. And he had it mixed up where he threw me out of the ring and then was going to do some more stuff to me. And I thought, well, if I'm out of the ring, how are you going to do some more stuff to me?
Right.
So we got into an argument. I say argument. It was, no, sir, we're going to do it this way. No, that's not how we rehearsed it. We're going to do it this way. Finally, Vince McMahon got involved and said, no, it has to be this way, William, because of this. Oh, okay. And so I was right. And William Shatner was wrong. But it was just me being right about wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, of course I should be right about that, and he shouldn't be. But it was like, it got into where I said I corrected him, and I don't think he liked that very much. And so it got to where, hey, somebody's going to have to negotiate this, or I'm
Right,
going to beat this old man up on television.
you're not telling him how to do a scene on Boston Legal. You know what I mean?
Oh, heck no. I wouldn't dare.
So you're in wrestling, you have to call the shot.
I said, and that's what I was trying to do, but
And no
wasn't.
beef afterwards.
No, none at all. It was actually great. The whole thing went swimmingly. If we do put it up, it'll be awesome that you watch it. If you don't, go watch it anyway. But like, yeah, I thought it went really well, and yeah, there was no heat afterwards at all.
Have you talked to him since then? Have you seen him out? Anything?
I have not. I haven't seen him anywhere. He has a new TV show on that I found kind of interesting, and I forget the name of it, but maybe I'll look it up after this.
We're gonna follow the Twitter
device.
at you don't know, and we're gonna sling it up on our Twitter machine.
Oh, okay, awesome.
We'll get them over there. All right, let's keep going. WrestleMania 11. There's a lot of celebs in WrestleMania 11.
Is this LT?
This is LT. Yeah, this is LT. Other football players.
Yes.
Steve Mongo McMichael.
Yep.
Well, let's just start. There's a whole run, and I'll get to some of them.
Yeah.
Let's start with the man, the myth, the legend, LT Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. So look, I'm sure he was on a bunch of blow, but so was I. So it didn't matter. And the truth of it is, like, he busted his tail, man. He showed up early and rehearsed, and he busted his tail to have a good match and to have a good showing. And I thought he did great. He was personable in the back and everything. He was cool to everybody. But I actually thought LT did awesome. And what a I don't know if this is the first time they've ever had a football player come in and wrestle, but it was the first one I remember. Other than the old Wahoo McDaniels and stuff like that, this was an actual current
football
player. That's coming into our world, and he just fit like a glove. And so it was very enjoyable to have LT. And man, what a football player too. You know what I mean? He was as hot as they came, and wanted to try, dip his toe in our waters. And so that was super cool. And he was a great guy to work with.
Also, there is other football star Steve Mongo McMichael, who, of course, we know his now famous wrestling run. But at WrestleMania 11, what do you remember about Mongo? Did you know him before
So
this?
I did not know him before this, and truth be told, I didn't know much of him here. I knew he showed up and all that, but I didn't have too many run-ins with Mongo at all, to be quite honest with you. I knew of him, of course, and I knew of him from my brother Brad from WCW and stuff. So I never really met Mongo too much. Look, I think he's a what a stud football player he was, and what a I'm not going to say he was a good wrestler, but I will say he was a good guy, and my brother Brad kind of vouched for that. Um, and he's he was like an American icon in
Yeah.
football, and so the fact that he loved wrestling so much and wanted to do something, and it just it like raises a stock to me when I don't know him personally. It raises a stock anyway. Like man, he loves the same thing I love, and he wanted to do it on a grand scale, and he gave it a whirl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hey, CM Punk tried to fight the UFC, and he wasn't the best either. You know what I mean? And so
Rob tried to play football.
yeah. So it's gutsy as all get out to do that and to step outside of your comfort zone of your wheelhouse and go, I'm gonna try something different just because I love it. You know what I mean? That's honorable to me.
I will tell you, luckily, real quickly, I got to Starcast, I believe 3, Chicago, had the opportunity to run his table for him and be kind of his handler. And
Yeah,
buddy, just spinning stories, talking to everybody. But hey, threw me
yeah,
the Super Bowl ring and said, "Put this thing on." But just a great guy, a large man,
yes,
large,
yes,
and that
larger than
was not
life.
even football large size.
Yeah,
Just an incredible guy, and wish him the best.
amen, amen. Me too. Thank you for bringing that up too, because he's not doing great in his health, and so we send our thoughts and prayers out to him and his family for sure.
Let's roll on. A couple ladies in the old WrestleMania 11.
You
Pamela
want to roll?
Anderson.
Oh, yeah, I thought you said roll on some ladies, and I thought like me and you are going to squish them flat as pancakes. But go ahead. You were talking about something different.
Hey, if me and you are involved, there's a copay involved afterwards. You know, Pamela Anderson, Jenny McCarthy, and we're talking about this time on top of the world,
Yeah,
son.
yeah, and look at beautiful women to boot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so again, huge successful interaction because both of them were beautiful Hollywood blondes,
yeah.
and like you said, on top of their game at the time. And so what a great addition, just like later on, and we'll talk about, I'm sure, is the Tyson edition. Anytime we can cross promote with Hollywood, like why wouldn't you do that? And that's
Yeah.
just my personal opinion. And I guess you could, what's debatable is if you give me the star's name, then I would say like, okay, well, maybe we don't do that cross promotion. but the ones we've talked about so far, definitely worth doing the cross promotion and helping a great deal. I think. I don't have the analytics in front of me like what the number did with Pam Anderson, but I can't imagine it wasn't great. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Not detracting.
And she no, heck no. And only adding to, and in my mind, it's a opportunity to grow your audience. And why wouldn't any kind of business take advantage of that?
Let's hit a couple of other ones that were there. I don't know if you had any run-ins or interaction. Nick Turturro, do you remember him? NYPD Blue
Now I
guy.
I do, I know exactly who you're talking about. I just don't remember. I
Any
didn't
experience with him? All right.
know.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas,
So
kid
I
from
was
Home
there. I
Improvement.
was I was there when he was there. He was willing. I remember he was nice and he was willing to do anything. And so that's what I was my quick interaction with him was like he was very willing. And sometimes, look, I'll give you an example of a real crappy interaction with with a celebrity.
Okay.
Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill came to
Really?
yes came to promote something at Madison Square Garden, and uh, they ended up getting hot at him and just can't say we're not doing it. Screw it.
I was about to
Like it
say
was
I don't remember it.
no, you didn't see it, and it was on I think it was Monday Night Raw, and Jonah Hill was supposed to be there to promote something,
He didn't like
and
the storyline or what?
I don't know if there was creative differences. I just know a lot of people talk bad about him after it didn't happen.
Wow.
So yeah, that's an example of not one that worked well. And I also don't even remember the vehicle he was trying to promote. So maybe it wasn't so great.
Who would have been in charge of shutting that down? Like making the call and going. I mean, I guess it's ultimately Vince, but who
Yeah,
else would have been involved in going? You know what? Let's
it
just
would have,
walk away.
yeah, it would have had to have been Vince. Nobody would have, and I'm speculating, but I'm also speculating with a strong hunch that nobody would have made that call without him knowing about it.
They at least pitch it to Vince. At least,
yeah, and go, hey, this is where we're at, and this guy's however to work with.
Do you know if he walked away or if they said no, you can walk away?
I don't know. I do not remember which. I just remember it was a.
It didn't happen.
It was an ill-fated concept. Yeah, so it did not happen.
We also got a report. Oh wait, we got a report from PW Insider. This is from PW Insider. Shout out to Ryan Clark. Said WWE had advertised actor Jonah Hill to guest host last night's Raw Super Show from Hershey, Pennsylvania, but he did not appear. Word going around is that Hill actually taped his segments for Raw weeks ago in Los Angeles. He was never scheduled to appear live. Yesterday's Raw was rewritten several times during the day, and there's speculation that the show changed so much that Jonah Hill's, I guess, people, screen cut off.
Jonah's peed.
Jonah peed.
That's all it says right there. Jonah's pee.
There we go. Jonah's pre-tape videos wouldn't have made sense with the changes.
Okay.
The USA Network was still airing commercials for Jonah's appearance right up until Raw went on air. Do you think that's correct, or do you think that was a good cover-up?
I think it's a great cover-up. I was just about to say, if I was reporting, that's exactly what I would have reported.
Okay.
We changed the show, and they didn't make sense, so we canceled it.
You know for a fact he didn't win over any fans in the back.
I know that for a fact. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
They have that basketball, that thing. Woohoo! Spin it out, baby. We are spinning it out.
Yeah.
All right.
He did not make any friends.
Let's wrap up WrestleMania 11 celebs. Salt and Peppa's here.
Salt and Pepper. Look, I just met them briefly, but I went and made it a point to meet them because I loved Salt and Pepper. And man, just a very pivotal time in my life when their music was hot. You know what I mean?
Oh, incredible.
Yeah, and so I wanted to meet them. They were very cool and very personable. And again, I think, look, I also, they worked with WCW some too, or at least came to some shows, because my brother and Tracy Smothers have pictures with them as well. So, excuse me, apparently they're fans, and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I love their music and they're wrestling fans. So we are fans of each other.
I mean, did you walk in singing, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man?
No, but when I walked in, they started singing it.
Shoot, baby, shoot. Huh?
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
They were like, get the flip out of here.
All right.
Close that door behind you. Thank you, ladies.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Tracy Smothers says, hey, I'm out. Imagine Tracy Smothers getting to pick on the celeb and you getting turned down. That's not good.
No, it's not bad, though. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Not bad. It's not bad. All right, let's move on. WrestleMania 14.
Oh.
We've got the likes of one Mike Tyson. You hit on it.
Yes.
Incredible crossover here.
Man.
You talk about pop culture. There's none bigger than Mike Tyson at WrestleMania 14.
And they wrote it into the storyline in a cool way where he, you know what I mean? He switched sides and he was with DX and they even wrote it into the storyline, his integration. And so I just thought it was really cool, really hot button issue he was, you know what I mean? And so I think it was a great get, and I think it probably did wonders for the pay-per-view buys, you know.
Did you have interactions with him there?
Yeah, just met him a couple times, you know what I mean? I think I don't even think I took a picture with him. Tell you the truth, I felt funny sometimes about going to people and taking pictures. Like I I regret that a little bit every now and then, but I also felt like that was, I don't know if it was my ego or if I was trying to be respectful or both, but like I wasn't going to go and ask for a picture with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that was my stubborn ego, to tell you the truth.
And
It
then
doesn't-
now you get in trouble for not posting it on social media
yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't post it? What?
Well, so yeah, so that's why I said I don't even think I got a picture with him, because if I did, I don't know where it would be. And we probably did. Probably DX got a picture with him at some point or something. If anybody can find that, put that up on Twitter too.
Do you remember him? Everybody, I mean, great interactions with him.
Yeah. But he had a group of people. And so you had to get through those people, and not just anybody got through those people. And so it was because of the DX correlation and everything, or the friendship between the members of DX anyway, that kind of got us in the back door a couple of times. But one time I went, and his people were like, no, he's busy right now, and they turned me away. But I don't think that was because they were treating me bad. I think they were doing something at the time in there, you know. They probably were just like, yeah, whatever. There's a lot of people's girlfriends in here. And if so, that's cool too. You know, I've been turned away.
That's the exact reason you can't come in.
Yeah, I've been turned away for lesser reasons. That's for sure.
Matter of fact, you don't want to come in. Yeah, we're telling you don't want to come in right now.
No, wait, I think I do. I think
what about also WrestleMania 14? Pete Rose is there.
Pete Rose. So I did not have any interaction with Pete Rose, but I just think, what a great sport. Like, he got tombstoned by Kane a couple of times. Like, what a great sport. And look, and what a great baseball player too. If we can, or is he in the Hall of Fame yet? Or
no, he's not. He should be, but he's not.
I agree. I don't know much about baseball analytics and statistics, but I know he was friggin' great. And and for a great ball player to not be in there for some, I see it as a frivolous reason. I don't know. That's just me.
Buddy, you know, you can get, your peers can give you nicknames.
Yeah.
If your nickname is the Hit King, that's pretty good.
You're pretty good at baseball.
Yeah, you're pretty and nobody shut it down. Nobody went, hey man, we shouldn't call him the Hit King. They all signed up for it.
I don't think it warrants Hit King. Maybe he's the Hit
Prince
or the Hit. Yeah.
By the way, I'd take Hit Prince.
I would too. I'd just take
that's
Hit.
pretty good.
I'd just take Hit. The Hit. But yeah, he was a stud on the diamond. So yeah, hurry up, whatever you're doing, and get him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think Fogle McDivitt is the Hit Prince.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good call. I did get that screwed up, because it is easy to mix those guys up. Pete Rose and Fogle McDivitt
every time.
Yeah, I do it every time.
Studs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just look good in red. Like, I don't know.
Speaking of looking good in red, also there, Gennifer Flowers. Do you have any recollection of this? Of course,
I don't even know who that is.
She has.
If only I had a machine.
She's been linked to Bill Clinton. I'll just say that.
Oh, Gennifer Flowers. That Mrs. Flowers.
Former state of Arkansas employee, former TV journalist.
Have no comment.
We'll move right along.
I don't know. I didn't meet her. I really didn't.
I think she tag teamed with Fogle McDivitt in a mixed tag.
That woman. I did not have any kind of interaction.
None whatsoever.
Said Gennifer Flowers.
Okay, let's move along to WrestleMania XV. I forgot to look up what number that means.
That's got to be 15.
Yeah, 15. Here we go. 15's in the house.
We're starting off smart. I'm smarter
that was pretty genius
when it comes to Roman numerals.
We're in Philadelphia, so we got a little Motown Philly back again.
In Philadelphia.
Little Boys to Men in the house.
We're in Philadelphia, born and raised.
On the playground is where I spent most of my days.
So we go both ways.
We're starting off with Big Boys to Men.
And we go Boys to Men.
What's wrong with that?
No, I love it. So Boys to Men, I did not have an. I may have been fired at this time. I'm not sure about that.
Got me.
But yeah, it's surprising. It's surprising. I've
I
been
should
fired a
be,
lot.
I should be tore up about it, but
It shouldn't surprise you. There are several times where we'll just go, "Oh yeah, I got fired during that period of time."
I may have been fired.
Wait. So I'm actually being told by the truck. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I won the IC title, I think. Okay, so I really don't remember that. This was during my singles run, and it was the single downhill slalom, the downhill slalom that I was doing.
1999. How do you feel about 1999? Were you
I
partying like it was
partied
1999?
like it was 1999, and that's why I don't remember this. And again, this was at the I defeated Gold Dust.
Oh,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
with Blue Meanie and Ryan Shamrock.
Yes, yes.
Oh my
It was a
gosh.
very interesting finish too. I forgot it was some kind of
Four corners elimination match.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, never
Ken
mind.
Shamrock and Val Venus,
Or
four
maybe it
corners.
is the same match I'm thinking of. Look, I don't know, guys. Go back and watch it and then tell me what happened.
Road Dogg, Gold Dust,
Champion.
Shamrock, and Val Venus. Come on with that.
Oh, I do remember that Fatal 4-Way, and I think I did beat Gold Dust because of something Blue Meanie did, or I don't know. I'm making stuff up now. But I think that's right, to be quite honest with you.
What's your, this ain't a celebrity. Well, he is a celebrity in the wrestling world, but not a outside celebrity. Give me some Blue Meanie talk.
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I know about Blue Meanie, because I spent a little time with him here working when ECW joined on, and he was a guy that I always thought there's always space for Blue Meanie, because he's an entertaining guy. He's a live events dream. He's a cutaway machine. He can actually work, and he doesn't look like he's in the best shape. He's like a bumblebee. They shouldn't be able to fly, but they can. And so he's also like the biggest baby face in the world. He's like such a great guy. His name is Brian. His wife's name is Tracy. My name is Brian. My wife's name is Tracy. And so we go back and forth a lot on Twitter about our Tracys and their Brians and stuff like that. But he's a great guy and a good worker. And like, I'd love to see something. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to see him another time roll around where there's a Royal Rumble in Philly or something, and his music hits. I think there would be something to that.
I'm texting Blue Meanie right now and telling him you called him a bumblebee. He's gonna love every second of it.
Yeah, he's going to, and maybe make new T-shirts. I don't know.
Float like a butterfly, wrestle like a bee. That's what he should be.
Yeah.
How about that? Oh, what do we got? The finish.
Yeah,
we got the finish.
We got the finish.
When they recovered, Gold Dust Irish whipped Road Dogg, but they had it reversed, and as Gold Dust ran into the ropes, he had his leg caught by Ryan Shamrock, seemingly trying to grab Road Dogg's leg.
Oh.
Road Dogg charged Gold Dust and was picked up for a power slam, but managed to roll Gold Dust around, crashing him into the floor and covering for a successful pin count.
That's exactly it. So I knew it was some kind of roll up on Gold Dust or something. Somebody pulled somebody's leg. I had the gist of it, but it's those in betweens that the drugs take away. You know,
it was 1999.
Yeah, hey, it was 1999. Who wasn't speedballing? Yeah, that's horrible. And I was doing it all, but look, I did. I was at that WrestleMania. Apparently, I do not remember Boys to Men, but I do love them. I do love Boys to Men. And I don't know that song. In me forever,
be my sunshine after the rain.
We sound horrible.
Huh?
Yeah, no, that
I also hit us with, although we've gone to the end of the road, still I can't let go. You belong to me.
I don't know the words.
I belong to you. Something. Okay.
This is the playlist for the Huntsville Swinger Party.
What is it? Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's the show.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
the show
filmed
we're
here
trying.
that your
Hey,
wife loves.
why my wife loves it. We're trying to figure out how we can get there and meet them, and then I wanted Conrad to take me from there to
Yeah.
an Alabama game.
I'm
All
about
right,
to say,
cool. So let's get back to
please
celebrities in
do.
wrestling.
Please do.
I'm going to for sure.
All right, let's keep going, rocking and rolling with WrestleMania XV. We've also got Chuck Wepner's there. Chuck Wepner.
I'm not
Anything
sure.
on Chuck Wepner?
I'm not sure who Chuck Wepner is.
Was he divorce court? Is he a judge?
Judge.
Or no, that's Judge Wapner.
Well, it might be Judge Wapner. I have no. He's the
Oh,
real,
a former boxer.
the real Rocky Balboa, right? That's the story that I did not have anything.
Yeah.
Wow.
He fell a few seconds short of full 15 rounds against Ali in 1975, buddy.
Wow.
Woo!
I wish I would have met him, man, because he hung in there with the greatest of all time.
Buddy, 15 with Ali? Give me a break, son. What about somebody from
let's read a little more of this. Like Stallone watched the fight on TV and wrote Rocky, and this cat, Judge Wapner, sued.
Oh, he sued him.
What's his name again? So I don't want to mess it up.
Chuck Wepner.
Chuck Wepner. Wepner?
Yeah, Wepner.
Like P as in.
Yep. As in you peed on your leg.
As in PP.
Yeah.
He sued Stallone and won. Over the.
By the way, good for him.
I know, and bless Stallone's heart. How's he gonna eat? You know what I mean?
Right. He hadn't made a dime since. You know.
Bless his heart.
He killed.
Them damn Expendables ain't gonna make no money. I can tell you that much.
Would you be in an Expendables tomorrow?
Heck yeah, right tomorrow. Hey, I got all three of them on my iPad right now.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. I got all three of them, and I'll watch them. I will watch all three back to back on a plane ride in a heartbeat.
This is what we need. We need a new faction called the Expendables.
Yes, that's what we are.
Huh?
Me and you.
Not me.
We're the Expandables. It's funny because we're fat.
I'm done with you.
I'm done with me.
Well,
too.
I debuted. I debuted a couple weekends ago. My new Lucha character, Diabetico. So, son of El Cholesterol.
There's your T-shirt. Here's your sign.
All right,
That's your T-shirt right there, man. That's hilarious.
Let's go down the list. Let's keep going. WrestleMania 15. Somebody from my neck of the woods, Butterbean.
Oh yeah,
is right down the road from Jasper, Alabama. I've been to Jasper many times. He is the king of Jasper, Alabama,
and rightfully so.
My man can throw a punch and can eat a punch.
Ooh, can he ever?
Interactions with Butterbean.
Look, I've had more pleasant interactions with Butterbean lately, crossing paths at a few different Comic Cons and signings and so forth. So, but back then he was Butterbean, and he was still like. He still was mad at the world, and
right.
so not a whole bunch of interactions with him, positive ones anyway. But one thing I can tell you is we really wanted Bart Gunn to whoop his butt. You know what I mean? Like we really thought Bart had a chance because Bart's got a punch too. But what we didn't take into consideration was one of them is a trained professional boxer,
right.
and one of them is not. And we thought, well, maybe Bart will just stick him with a big left, and that did not happen.
Oh, and by the way, Butterbean can also take a shot from almost anyone. So not like he's got a weak chin. He's not tank. Glass Joe over there.
He is a tank, and again, trained professional fighter. That, you know what I mean? Even me, knowing that I didn't take that into consideration during that. I just wanted Bart to win. I didn't think about it.
Here's your boy.
I felt about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if I'd have thought about it, I'd have been like, oh God, Bart, don't do it. But yeah, Butterbean was the real deal. And he's lost a ton of weight. He looks good.
Has he really? Good for him.
Yeah, and he looked great and was real personable. I've used that word a bunch, but that's a good one to describe how he's very open and talkative and smiling, and you know what I mean. And it wasn't that way 20 years ago. I can tell you that much.
Also there is Vinny Pazienza, also a lightweight, light middleweight title holder and a boxer. Do you ever have any recollection of him?
Yeah, no recollection of him. I've heard the name and I know of him, but I did not.
Pete Rose is back for this one. Did you see him at this one? I mean, you don't even remember your match. I doubt you remember running into Pete Rose. You won the IC belt. Don't remember it? Somehow I thought you were going to remember Pete Rose and Vinny Paz.
I said I was fired.
Right. You thought you were out of the company.
I didn't even think I worked there at the time. Turns out I won the Intercontinental Championship. I'm not what you call a smart man.
All right, let's go on.
I never claimed to be one either. So
let's go on. The world did not end at Y2K, and we got to experience WrestleMania 2000. Ice-T. Pete Rose is back again. I mean, I guess his calendar is, I don't know how y'all slid him in there for 3 Manias now, but he's there.
He's such a great sport, though. Right, no, I don't remember it, but he's such a great sport. Why not bring him back? And it's Pete Rose, for the love of Pete.
Oh, buddy. Pete Rose comes back every time.
Yeah, every time for me.
Ice-T's there. Any recollection of that? Or were you fired?
No, I remember Ice-T. I remember Ice-T being there, and he was cool, but we didn't talk too much. Okay. I remember us passing by, DX passing by, and him saying something, and us going like, yeah, and he kept walking. Because the truth be told, there's a lot of stuff goes on backstage that you don't even see. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't even see, and I'm backstage.
You're getting ready for your stuff, or you've just done your stuff.
I might have a pre-tape to do or whatever. Yeah. So a lot of ships passing in the night, if you will.
My favorite is we're in the section called Encounters when Road Dogg was there, and you thought you were fired. That's my favorite thing. I'll remember forever. I don't remember
any of them.
You knew more about the other ones than we have the encounters.
Yeah, well, we'll keep going. Look, I know I'm batting about 300 right now, but that ain't bad.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's on SmackDown in 1999. The governor.
Remember it well. Remember it well because it was in Baltimore, I believe.
Okay.
And we
like
walked
where this is going.
Yeah, we walked into where D-Generation X normally dresses, and there was a sign on the door that said, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger's locker room. And it was early in the day when me and X-Pac arrived. So we might have pooped in the locker room and not flushed it. Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Not flushed it.
Yeah. So we might have gone in there. I mean, look, we didn't do anything bad. We pooped in the toilet.
I got questions.
Yeah, but we just didn't flush it. And it was like, okay.
When you say we pooped, did you both poop?
Yeah, in separate potties, you know what I mean? Like,
I didn't know. I didn't know if it was a one stall deal, and I was about to ask who dropped first because the other one's dropping on top of drop.
Drop. Yeah, that's top.
You don't want a deuce on a deuce.
That's called top drop.
Top. Wait, so y'all, there was multiple toilets, and you pooped in all of them?
Well, no, just 2 of them. Just 2 of them.
Two of the how many?
Even telling the story, like I wanted to tell the story. Even telling it, yeah, I did. I wanted to. But even telling it felt less than. It was sophomoric at best.
No, it was awesome. That's what we're here for.
We were degenerates, guys. We were low down degenerates.
It was D-Generation X.
It's right in the name.
Yeah.
If I wasn't pooping in people's locker rooms and not flushing it, what would you have me do?
I mean, forgive me because I don't know how barbaric you were. You wiped, right?
Look, I'm not an animal.
Right, I just make sure.
I used the rabbit who told me he didn't have any trouble with poop sticking to his fur. That's an old dad joke there.
Whose idea would it be? Yours? Pac?
Look, I've said too much already.
No. My goal is to get a poop story out of you every single episode.
Okay. I'm not sure whose idea it was.
Well, you do. You giggled the whole time you were pooping. That's a fact.
It sounds like it was Xbox's idea.
There we go.
but I always blame him for everything. It totally could have been me, and that was just my story, was blame him, and he blamed me, you know?
Sean, if you see this clip, we need to verify.
Yeah,
We need
we
CSI.
need, yeah, we
Whose
need to
idea
know.
was it?
And also the peeing on the Titan motorcycles with DOA. Like, we really peed on their motorcycles because, you know what I mean? Like, it was totally,
Just 'cause.
yeah, I mean, look, I was
Wait, did you hear a report back from Arnold's camp of they didn't flush?
No.
Or did he no sell it?
They no sold it. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. If I would have been a rep from the Arnold camp, I would have no sold it as well.
Well, sure.
Well, we had, and
He's
and
not
look, it's
governor
just-
yet by
it's
now.
totally spoiled brat too. You know what I mean? Like me, like, oh, we don't get our locker room that we usually get all to ourselves. So it was very childish of me on every level.
Yeah, so this is 99. He's not governor yet. So
Yeah, and I'm
you
not
would have had
sober.
Secret Service around.
He
You would have had all
uh,
kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think he was just promoting a movie. But I remember him backhanding or something, Hunter, and then punching him a couple of times. It was like, what the crap's going on? So I don't know if Hunter and him had talked about that, but I didn't know it. And so when he started striking him, it scared me to death.
In person, when you saw him, first thought, bigger than you thought, smaller than you thought.
Smaller than I thought.
I did the same thing.
But look, I'm 6'4". You know what I mean? At the time, I'm 6'4", 250, and he's 6'2".
Oh no, yeah. Don't get me wrong. He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's
and
a
in '99,
guy.
he's not as Johnny as he was.
Right.
I mean, look, first time I met you, I thought that's a big son B.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
First time I ever saw Sylvester Stallone, I thought, oh my God, that's Rocky, like for real. No. And it was in literally in the White House in an elevator.
Wait,
that
what?
I saw him. Yeah, I was in the elevator with my color guard crew, like 4 of us, and 3 other people got on, and one of them, it was 2 people with Sylvester Stallone, and we were just going down, and I looked at him. I didn't say anything because it was, again, I just thought, let's just do our job. I was a Marine, and so I do my job. But when we got out of there, I was like, was that Sylvester Stallone? The other guy was like, yeah. I said, oh my, he was just tiny. He was like a tiny little man, and I thought, man, he looks so jacked in all the movies, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just I'm sure they have to watch who they put him up against, you know.
And then when he went and met the president, you went to his room and pooped and didn't flush.
I pooped on Sylvester, on Mrs. Stallone. Had no, there was no flush. I have pooped in the Pentagon, but not the White House.
Oh, really?
I'll save that for another.
I've pooped in the Capitol.
Have you really?
Yeah, almost got left behind. We were touring the Capitol.
Hey, let's have all our Twitter followers tell us the strangest places they've pooped, but don't say it's the place you pooped. Just put the destination. You know what I mean? Just put that out.
Tweet at you didn't know.
Yeah.
And then put a location. We need a hashtag.
Yeah.
What's the hashtag? Waltman made me do it. Let's blame Sean for everything.
No.
X poop.
X poop. Hashtag X poop.
Yeah. Hashtag X poop. All right. We've got Arnold. Also, you might have run in. They did the DX theme in 2000. Little Run DMC.
Run DMC. Never met them at all.
Nope. Just did the song.
Nope. Just did the song. I don't even think I saw them. And I might have. Maybe we did a.
You're probably fired at the time when they did your theme song.
I was probably not employed. I was employed. I just didn't know it. Yeah, that's the deal.
What about Shaquille O'Neal? Any run-ins with him?
Yeah.
Great wrestling fan, man.
Yeah, huge fan. Literally huge fan.
Yeah.
Biggest man I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Biggest man I ever saw. Like he is he's so big yet so in proportion with how big, if that makes sense.
In proportion, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's like a really huge regular guy.
Yeah.
And I get the same feeling when I see like Omos
He's to
from
scale.
WWE. Like, yes, exactly.
He's to scale.
Yeah, and it's so weird because they both just wear regular clothes and like it's hugely 15XL or whatever, but it's like they just have a polo jumpsuit on or a polo sweats tracksuit on. It's like, where did you get a size? Anyway, biggest dude I've ever seen. Met him at Bash at the Beach in WCW. That was the first run in. Me and my brother Brad. He knew my brother Brad. Was really cool. He's from Louisiana, so he probably grew up with Brad in some Bill Watts territory or something, and Georgia Championship Wrestling. But then again, when he was, I actually, for lack of a better word, handled him.
Oh,
yeah,
handled.
Please let me continue.
Handled.
I stopped for dramatic effect, but please let me continue.
I can't wait till it gets back that you said you handled him.
When he came to WWE to that Mania where he was in the Battle Royal and they had to face off with Big Show. And I don't remember which Mania that was, and hopefully Dom or somebody will remember that one where Big Show and SHAQ had that big face-off. SHAQ the whole time wanted to go through a table. He wanted Big Show to take him outside and put him through the choke slam him through the table.
Awesome.
Like he really wanted to do that. Like he was dying to do that. And so I had to act like I stepped away to call Vince to ask permission. And then I just came back and said, no, you can't do that. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's a battle royal. Like, what are you?
Oh, okay.
What are you going?
No, you weren't worried about his safety or anything. It just didn't make sense in a rumble.
It didn't make any
battle royal.
But both, to be quite honest with you, I was worried about. Okay, I'm with SHAQ. I'm the superstar whisperer, or the celebrity whisperer. This Mania.
Yeah.
I don't want him to get hurt, and I know Vince is going to say no because it just didn't make sense. You know what I mean? And so I kind of just came back and was like, he got the opportunity. He had a great time that night and did everything that was asked of him and did it well. He got the opportunity to go through a table with Cody at AEW. So his wish,
great.
His
Looked
wish, great. His wish is still granted. He did awesome. But yeah, he's a fun guy to hang out with too. Like he's very down to earth, man. And so it's very cool to be next to that guy because he's larger than life in every way you can mean it,
By the way, that was 32 at Dallas AT&T Stadium.
That's right. Dallas.
And real quickly as well, before we move on to our next topic, Drew Carey, 2001 Royal Rumble. Any thoughts there? Were you employed?
No, I don't think I was, but I could have been. So,
well, let me tell you what we both know about. We both remember because we both count one, and that's ChiliSleep.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Hey, I tweeted it the other day. It literally changed my marriage. My wife.
You like to play with your tweeter, so go ahead and tell about ChiliSleep though.
My wife. It's ironic. We're talking about the bed, and look. My wife likes it as hot as a frying pan in the bed. And I can't get it cold enough because I'm fat. That's just a bottom line. And look, the key is we have the Euler system. She's got her side. I got my side. We set it on what number we want. And boom, we both sleep.
Your marriage.
It did. We sleep better than ever. We're getting rest.
Are y'all still swinging? No. You've stopped. Okay. So you've stopped that.
I don't know how to answer that. Have you stopped swinging? That's the catch-22 there.
That is. Don't answer that question. Continue.
How about this? Doesn't matter how many people you got in your bed. They can all pick a number with an Euler system at ChiliSleep.
Amen.
Because science tells us the best way to achieve and maintain consistent deep sleep is by lowering core body temperature. Temperature-controlled sleep repairs muscle after a hard day's work and improves cognitive function so you can always start your day feeling sharp and alert. Sleep Me is the new home for ChiliSleep. We are bringing you the same great sleep that ChiliSleep offered, but under a new name. Sleep Me makes the coldest and most comfortable sleep systems available. They create the environment that meets the body's natural need for lower core temperatures, promoting deeper restorative sleep. ChiliSleep makes the Euler, which is what I have. They make the Cube and the Doc Pro sleep systems. This is water-based temperature-controlled mattress toppers that fit over your existing mattress to provide your ideal sleep temperature. Dog, you know this as well. I've got one. It's a topper. You just put your sheets right over it, and
Right
it
over
sleeps
it.
normal. How about
Yeah,
this? Made my bed more comfortable.
Yes, it actually does do that. And plus, those little rivers of water running down your spine,
Oh,
cold or hot, however
yeah.
you want it, like you mentioned. Yeah, it's a game changer, my friend. It's a game changer.
They also just launched the new Dock Pro sleep system. How about this, dog? It has 2 times more cold power than other models. It's
Wow.
whisper quiet, and it has a tubeless mattress pad design that allows for 5 times more cooling contact.
Wow.
That's for our big bodies like me and you.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
more contact is what
I
we
might
need.
need the cube, is what you're
You can,
saying.
you can pair that with the new Sleep.me app for enhanced device control and sleep scheduling. Look, I've got the app on this system, the Uller system. I can pull
Yeah.
it up, start that while I'm still watching
Well, yeah,
TV.
yeah, for sure, and start cooling it or
Oh,
heating it. Yeah,
yes.
it's the best.
You can have it ready to go with ChiliSleep. So head over to sleep.me/DOGG to learn more and save 25% off the purchase of any new Dock Pro, Cube, or Uller sleep system. This offer is available exclusively for OU Didn't Know listeners and only for a limited time. That's sleep, SLEEP .me/dog, DOGG, to take advantage of our exclusive discounts and wake up refreshed every single day like me and the
Every
dog
day.
do.
Every day. Ready to rock and roll.
All right,
Sleep me.
let's go to Monday Night Raw guest stars. These are
Oh.
between October 2011 and 2016.
Mhm.
This is when you were a producer and a writer.
So are you sure about that?
Yes, that's what our crew tells us.
So
I'm not sure you're sure
no,
about it.
I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
But no, I am. I know I worked there during this period of time, and I was sober. So hopefully I have some recollection of
All right.
celebrities that will be mentioned.
We're going to start right out of the gate with someone we all love, the Muppets.
The Muppets. I do remember the Muppets. Not a huge Muppet fan, and like really didn't try to talk to any Muppet people behind the scenes.
I figured if you didn't get a picture with Tyson, you didn't try to get a picture with Kermit.
I did not try to get a picture with Kermit. But they were on and they were great. They were great on the show.
Perez Hilton, gossip column.
Oh,
should let that marinate for a second.
Look, yeah, you should have, because look, sometimes it's not a fit. You know what I mean? Sometimes things aren't a fit, and because of that, our fans, our wrestling fans, are are a cynical, jaded gaggle, and if you don't fit if the shoe don't fit, they'll let you know. And I don't remember them booing anybody like Kermit, but I do know that if you come in as a weird fit, and probably Perez Hilton was probably that fit, and whatever we interjected him in probably got booed out of the place. But that's just me thinking back.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's out of the box, I
Yeah.
think wrestling fans, me being one of them, of course, you go in a little guarded and go, "This ain't gonna work," and I can't wait to punch holes in it instead of letting it play out and see what happens.
Yeah.
And so they look for things to do to poke holes in it. But I mean, some of them still don't work, even if it would. I mean, people that we knew were going to work didn't work. So
yeah.
you just got to have them.
I never thought Hugh Jackman would be the celebrity crossover promotion thing that was hugely successful, knowing that he's the greatest showman, and he's a dancer, he's a thespian, a thespian, I think that's what
I don't know if you can say that in 2020.
No, he was a thespian.
Oh, thespian. Yeah.
I may have said it wrong, to be quite honest with you, because I'm old and stupid. But then he stepped in and punched Dolph Ziggler, and it looked great, and it's just a great addition. So you never know who's going to step in there and hit a home run, or who's going to step in and get pooped on. You know what I mean?
What about James Roday? Very, very funny guy. He was on Psych on the USA Network, which is one of the underrated shows of all time.
I agree 100%. I have every episode downloaded on my on my iPad.
Can I just come to the beach and me and you watch Psych?
Yes,
Can
and
we
we
do
just
that?
watch Psych 100%.
Oh my gosh.
That'll be next Top Guy weekend.
Yeah.
It'll just be me and you at the beach.
Did you interact with him, with James?
And you take top drop. Uh,
Oh, I got a top drop. Okay.
So I did talk to James, and he was a huge fan, and
Great
he's
guy.
very personable and funny guy, very down to earth. And so, yeah, I'm a huge fan of his from the get go. You know, I didn't get to talk to was his partner, and I always forget his real name.
He was great. He was in
Drew Lay or Drew something. I forget
he was
what
on
his-
Ballers.
yeah. I forget.
Such a good. Oh, we gotta find it.
We gotta
It's
find
gonna
his name.
kill me.
Yeah.
Psych. What's his name?
I can't even-
Starring Dulé Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dulé Hill. Very funny guy.
Dulé. I said Drew Lay. I'm again old and stupid.
Great guys.
Yeah, really good guys. I didn't get a chance to speak with Dulé as much as I would have liked to, because like he's, you know, you got to have him to have the show.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, now you know. Anyway. Okay, Casio, what's next?
The Three Stooges.
Oh, so the biggest thing for me was go ahead.
We should preface it wasn't the original.
No, not at all. Not at all. And the one guy who was also, remember, he was in Living Color, or not, maybe not in Living Color. Mad TV. Maybe he was in Mad TV. Will Sasso.
Will Sasso.
Will Sasso.
Great wrestling fan.
Yeah, huge wrestling fan. Also, I was a fan of his, so I definitely made it sure I talked to him. Again, great guy, down to earth, funny. Like he's a guy that you could hang out with. Me and you he could be on our podcast right now, and he'd be, you know, laughing at all our poop jokes.
Does a great Stone Cold.
Yeah. Look, he's a talented dude. And he's gone on to do some more things in dramatic roles too. But look, he was also great in Happy Gilmore.
Oh no, Will's great. He has a great career. What the guy from oh no, what's the team? Will and Grace. He played Jack.
Who did?
He was
Will Sasso.
No, the other Sean. The other Three Stooge guys.
Oh, Sean. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's his name.
Yeah. Anyway, but you just remember.
I just remember
Sean
Sasso.
Hayes. Sean Hayes.
Yeah, but
Diamantopoulos was Mo.
Yeah, but I didn't know either one of those two at the time.
Just Will.
Just Sasso, and I was a fan of his from Mad TV, and so I thought like, I want to meet this cat. Very cool cat.
In the 2000s, Cyndi Lauper makes a return. You remember that return?
I do. I think somebody hit Heath Slater over the head with a album or something. That was also my segment that I produced and put together. For a while
great
there.
to work with?
Yeah, she was really good to work with, and I'm pretty sure that Wendy Richter was with her, who was also, I may be wrong about all this stuff, but I get hints of memory, and then I try to read the side private chat notes to see if I'm right or wrong. So hurry up on that one, Dominic. I think Wendy Richter was with her, and they busted something over Heath Slater's head. But for a while there in WWE during this period of time, I was the guy who handled all things entertainment. So anytime a celebrity came in, I handled the segment with Michael Strahan, and he did the Miz TV with Titus O'Neil. And so
why do you think they did that? Why did they choose you?
Because there was a lot of older wrestlers as producers at the time, such as Mike Rotundo, Arn Anderson, Dean Malenko. Like, so they were not known for their entertainment. They were known for their wrestling skills and promo skills too for Arn, and you know. But so they figured I knew entertainment more than I knew wrestling, and so I was the guy that came up with the short end of the stick. But it really wasn't the short end of the stick. I loved doing it, and I got to rub elbows with a lot of these people we've talked about, and some of these people we're about to talk about. Is Kevin Hart on your list?
Kevin Hart's on my list. Go with
Yeah,
him.
yeah. A very funny guy, very down to earth, and just
Bigger
right.
than you
and
thought?
just no, tiny, tiny. Him and Sylvester Stallone could do the
Could have a race.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he very short, but very, very funny and in the moment, and like everything he does is like you want to laugh at him, but not everything he's doing is funny, but it just reminds you of him being funny, you know.
Yeah.
And like I love the credit card commercial where he goes, "Hey, cash your back," or whatever, and he goes, "Hey, Kevin Hart," and he goes, "I'm scared. Let's go inside." No, I'm just kidding. I'm scared. Seriously. Like I just love Kevin Hart. You know what I mean? Like
I'll tell you.
the way he is.
Have you seen his new one, Me Time, with Mark Wahlberg?
I have not.
It's pretty
What's
good
it called?
on Netflix.
What's it
Me
called?
Time.
Me Time. Okay.
They're boys. They're both. Kevin Hart's married now.
Yeah.
He's a week away. So
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg's the adventurous standard
wow.
procedure movie.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's fun.
But fun ride.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. I love it.
What about Charlie Sheen?
So I didn't do any of Charlie Sheen. We've talked about this on this podcast with the Charlie Sheen one time. I didn't have anything to do with it, but I'm from what I understand, it was a wild ride, to say the least. But even some of the guys I've talked to that went out there and did the segments with him, said like, "Whoa, it was crazy. It was crazy." And so I'm sorry I missed it.
What about Jared Fogle? This is Subway guy.
Oh no, not touching
Remember
not touching that with a 1-foot pole.
Yeah, he used to show us how big his pants were. Larry King.
Bless his heart. I remember Larry King being there. Larry King was there, and I say bless his heart because Sabato.
No.
I'm not.
No. I saw what you were doing. No,
I'm not doing it.
Larry King.
Larry King, bless his heart. So his wife was there, and his wife was 700 years younger than him, and bless his heart, he looked like the skeleton that's in every science class, except put some pants and suspenders on him and roll him out there. Bless his heart. He looked like, and this was, later in his life. So
Sure.
It was the most, you don't get a chance to see him stand up and walk away and all that. You just see him bellied up to the desk. And so you don't know, but just seeing him in real life was like, oh, bless his heart. I almost wanted to like carry him to the next set. Just because it looked like his suspenders were the only thing holding him together.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, look, speaking of old, I don't know about you. I mean, you're probably rolling in it. You got a brand new gig, but
yeah,
I have an old car. Okay.
Oh yeah. No. If you're going where I think you're going, you're right. I'm rolling in it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're talking about protecting your wallet.
Protecting, yes.
Yeah.
With our friends over at Car Shield.
Amen. Go ahead.
Because my car's as old as Larry King. I mean, I got suspenders holding the hood down.
I tell you what, then that car has 875,000 miles on it. Because
you don't even know. I got an F-150 it's a cracked windshield edition. So I don't know if you ever saw that.
Oh, yeah.
It came with it. Yeah,
I had one of those.
And if you've got a car as old as mine, it don't even matter if it's old. It can break down at any point. And
brand new ones right now. You drive them off the lot, they break down.
Yep. And Car Shield makes it easy and affordable to protect our cars from expensive repairs. And that's just for starters. Car Shield is the #1 auto protection company in the U.S. and offers protection plans for around $100 a month. The plan covers more parts than ever before. So whether your car has 5,000 miles like Road Dogs or 150,000 miles like myself, boom, Car Shield can take care of you. I mean, look, hey, they saved your buddy Ryan Katz.
Yeah,
I mean,
they did, and that's what I love about this is those words. They'll take care of. You're taken care of. Like holy mackerel, that's peace of mind, and that's a breath of fresh air, right? In customer service, and think about it, $100 a month. I got streaming devices at more than that. You know what I mean? That add up to more than that. So yeah, so it's a great deal, and it's there when you need it.
If you want to get that peace of mind, let me tell you how simple it is to get your car fixed with Car Shield. If you If and when you need a repair, you choose the mechanic, and CarShield's administrators handles the rest. That's it. You don't have to deal with paperwork, headaches. You're taken care of, like we said, peace of mind. Same goes for if your car breaks down and you're stuck on the side of the road, because plans through CarShield also include coast-to-coast roadside assistance. CarShield administrators, that's a big spread.
Well, look, and you mentioned when and if, or if and when, and it's just the question when, like all the cars are going, you're going to break down, things are going to happen, and CarShield's going to be there for you. I'm sorry I interrupted you. Continue, please.
They're going to be there for you. Rental car options, trip reimbursement, and that's at no extra cost too. Get coverage today and you're locking your price now. And guess what? It'll never go up. How about that? Every price is going up right now.
Yeah, everything except for this.
Except for CarShield. That means as long as you own your car, no matter how old it is, you're protected from the rising cost of parts and repairs for your vehicle. CarShield helps protect the road dog's wallet from expensive car repairs. They're going to do the same for you. Go to carshield.com/podcast to start your plan and lock in your pricing forever. That's carshield.com/podcast. A deductible may apply if you talk to CarShield. You be sure to tell them the Road Dogg sent you, my friend. All right, let's get back into this. This is Monday Night Raw guest stars while you were a producer and writer.
Yep.
We talked about Larry King. Let's go into Michael Strahan.
Michael Strahan, yes, I was there. Like I said, I produced that Ms. TV that he was a part of. He was a pleasure to work with. He was a great athlete. He was he knew exactly what I showed him what to do one time, and he knew exactly what to do. What we did was just hip toss the Miz, and then at the end of it, I think we hip tossed Titus O'Neil as well, and Strahan stood tall. So that one I do remember. Was a great guy, kind of had to come in and hit and run because he had to do the Today Show the next morning or whatever.
700 jobs.
Yeah, he literally did. So he was a hit and run, but he was all there when he was there, and it was a pleasure to have him.
I don't know why I'm obsessed with everybody's size. Bigger than you thought?
Oh, big man. Big man. Yeah.
You hate to see him chasing you down?
Yeah, and you got to figure he's probably 20 pounds lighter than he was, you know what I mean? Or 30. And so, yeah, big, long man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just swimming around people and getting his hands on you.
You've mentioned her many a times before. Let's talk about a little bit more about Betty White. Always great to mention Betty White. Such a pleasure.
What a pleasure. She really was. And I don't know how old she was when we did this, but this was what, in 2014, you think?
I believe so. Definitely teens. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how old she was.
She's in her 80s, probably.
She was sharp as a tack and still really funny and making, blue jokes. You know what I mean? Making jokes, questionable jokes, because she was, and it was funny. It was legitimately funny. Like she was still a legitimately funny human being, and she was a pleasure to be around. And she was, what a pro, you know what I mean? Like here we are trying to do our little backstages and doing these backstages, and she's right there with us, and she's as quick-witted as the rest of us, and we're, because in between we're joking and we got to do, we walked through it a few times, so we were in there for a while together, and man, it was a pleasure to hang out with her and realize she's still sharp as a tack.
Let's call it. Still looking good.
Still hot as fire.
Yeah, I'm in. I was in. Yeah. Let's keep going. Speaking of hot as fire, Aaron Paul.
That just was weird. The whole thing.
That wasn't weird. We love Betty White.
I love her too, but I said hot as fire, and that was just
she was.
Well, she was an old lady though at this time, so I take it back. Let's talk about her. Never mind.
Take it back.
She was a lovely woman.
Let's talk about Aaron Paul. He was Jesse on Breaking Bad. Great kid. Yeah, you remember anything about him?
I don't. I remember him coming. It was very short-lived, and I wasn't in charge of that, to be quite honest with you. Whatever he did, I don't remember him having a big role, but that was one of those where it was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, such and such.
They were big at the time. Breaking Bad was
huge at the time. So getting him was a win, but it's one of those where people go like, okay, it wasn't Cranston,
Aaron, if you're listening, I love you.
I apologize, Aaron.
I mean, you're no Cranston according to Road Dogg, but
I don't think Aaron would feel bad about that.
Wait, so if they run the New Age Outlaws, you were Bryan Cranston and Billy was Aaron Paul?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arnold and Joe Manganiello comes in. Do you remember anything about them?
I have a picture of me and Billy with Joe Manganiello. What was that, the movie Sabotage that they were promoting? And if so, have you seen that movie?
No.
But yes, Joe Pastagliano, what was his last name?
Manganiello.
Him.
And I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but
Joe.
I mean, I know him, but I can't ever pronounce
he's
it
going
right.
out with Sophia, right? Yeah. So the same guy I'm thinking
the
of.
girl from Modern Family. Sophia
he's a big dude. He's about 6'4".
I was about to say, he is a big dude.
And 265, 275. Like, he's a bigger dude. And he stood there next to me and Billy and was just as tall and big as us. And so it was cool to meet him. And we basically just took the picture for our wives. But
he seemed like a good dude.
Yeah, he was. He was a very good dude. And she was there with him, and she was kind of out of arm's reach, but she was there with him. We saw her with him anyway.
Apparently you had the entire state that you live in, Florida, on.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
That's the rapper Flo Rida.
Yes, Flo Rida.
That's my bad.
No, but we also had Florida on. In Flo Rida has been a big fan of the show and a friend of the show, and we've had him on several times. And we did this one thing at Mania, and I think it was in Miami, but it was where he threw Heath Slater into the wall because Heath Slater said something or whatever. I think it was Heath. And like, we did it one time, and I was like, hey, that's good. We're not doing it. He threw Heath Slater into the wall so hard. Like,
really?
He hit that wall and slid down the wall like he was dead, and I thought he was. But yeah, Flo Rida don't know how to work. He may know how to rap, but he don't know how to work.
It's going down for real. All right.
For real.
Yeah, for real. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling. How about Jerry Springer?
Oh yeah. You know what? I actually, and this is going to get me a lot of heat, I actually wrote Springer into the show. If this is the one I'm thinking about with the Bella twins.
Why did you write him in?
Yeah, it was actually some of my idea, and I apologize for that. Having said that, Springer was over his crap at one time.
Yes.
And I thought, this is right up Springer's alley with the twin sisters fighting each other. And I just thought, and so it turned out all right. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but Jerry Springer himself was a great guy and willing to do anything, and a professional. And, when they come in their game for whatever, it's such a big difference. You know what I mean? When they go like, yeah, this is all about fun and promotion. As long as I'm getting, my promotion, I'm willing to have some fun. And so if they come with that, Sabotage was what they were promoting. Okay, cool. Well, yeah. So that, if you haven't seen that movie with I'm backtracking a little, with Arnold.
Has.
With Arnold, no, I've seen it and I have it downloaded. Not downloaded. I own it, and I can download it. Did you watch
it because of that? Because
no, I watched it, dude. It's a very military operations, and it's like they're gonna rob drug dealers, and one person sabotages them all, and it's a great. You would like it. I'm not gonna say it's a great movie.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I love the movie. It's good and graphic and military. I loved it. Yeah,
and
check it out.
All right,
maybe they should have just had me do the plug for it.
Yeah, really. This is ad-free shows. You're doing a live spot for Sabotage. I like it. We need some merch. Somebody's got some merch left over somewhere. What about Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb?
So, work directly with them as well. I think I have a picture. Not sure. But they were great too. They were, you know who they are? Exactly who you see on TV.
Okay, perfect.
With those, I think I just spit on the camera for some reason.
Drinking wine.
They were hammered, and it's okay because I wasn't. No, I wasn't this time, and I don't know that they were either. To be quite honest with you, they were very professional. They were right there when we needed them, and ad libbed and joined in the banter and stuff. So They were really fun. Like I said, like you see them on TV when they're together. That's how they were. It's like two best friends playing around the whole time. You know what I mean? And hey, ladies, we got to actually shoot this in a minute. You know? And so it was fun. They were a lot of fun.
What about, this is my favorite, not Ryan Cats, Grumpy Cat. What do you
Oh,
got?
I know
Grumpy Cat.
I do have a picture with Grumpy Cat.
Do you?
Yeah, I know for a fact I have that picture.
You send that right now. We've got to get that out on Twitter.
I will post it on Twitter as soon as it might be on Twitter already. I don't know. But I will post that post haste. Yeah, he was very quiet, you know. and truth be told, don't know if it was a he or a she. Just kind of sat there looking pissed about everything. Yeah. And I thought like, okay, up yours, Grumpy Cat.
Hey, he'll give you a top drop too.
What about,
he don't care. He don't care.
What about Chuck Norris and Ben Stiller? Are they on the list?
They're not, but bring it. What do you got?
Yeah. Well, look, the Ben Stiller, that's a story that's been told a lot about.
Keep going.
About
in case people haven't heard of it.
doing some things in the underground. After he performed on Raw, we did some things underground in the parking lot that we got in trouble for.
Really?
But yeah, he was a great guy too. He kind of called off his people so that we could hang out and shoot the breeze for a minute. And we had a really good time with Ben Stiller. I was just coming in when Chuck Norris did the thing, but he kicked Jeff Jarrett with like a Savate super kick kind of thing, and barely touched him. And so it let me know like, oh, okay, he's used to doing this stuff on TV.
That was pretty cool. You saw that he knew how to throw, work, and kick.
Oh, yes. And now I'm hearing Grumpy Cat died.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know that. Now I'm Grumpy Dog.
That changes the whole tone of the show, doesn't it?
Yep, I'm out. Bye. No, rest in Puss Boots. That's very good one. Very good one. Real name was Tartar Sauce. Interesting fact.
What, Grumpy Cat?
Grumpy Cat's real name was Tartar Sauce, and she is a girl.
I don't think you can say Tartar in 2022.
Tartar. Yeah, you can.
Oh,
you're thinking it's like, no, this is like tartar sauce, like horseradish and ketchup. You know what I mean? Rest in Puss Boots. Bless her heart. She passed away. She died in 2019. God rest her soul. Let's take a minute.
it's a she.
Heavenly
we
Father,
know that?
Puss in Boots was
Tartar. I don't think that's how you spell that.
Come on.
Our great research team. Dom, I don't think it's Tardar.
Oh, you didn't know? It's
Tartar.
Casio is dyslexic.
Tardar.
All right. Hey, let's move past Tardar. Who's next on the list?
Speaking of Tardar, Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Larry the Cable Guy. Billy spent more time with him because Billy golfed with him on some celebrity golf tournaments. But I spent a little bit of time with him. Again, great guy, down to earth, fun, having a good time, telling sophomoric jokes with us along, before and after. And so, yeah, great experience with him.
Tell us about Jon Stewart.
So I do have my favorite picture of all times is with Jon Stewart and Arn Anderson. And
Really?
they're just standing there with their arms around each other. And it's the most random photo, but we were doing something with Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is
He's a big
great.
fan.
Huge fan. His son's a huge fan. But his son has some health issues, and so we one time we got his son. He had his son there. One time he did not have his son there, and so but huge fan. And Jon Stewart is literally, he's hilarious, as you know, but he's hilarious in real life too, and a professional and down to earth. Like, it's some of these people come in and man, it's just like, thank God I met Jon Stewart, because really he was hilarious. He was personable. And he was there to do whatever. And I mean whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he was down to do whatever.
I thought he did a great job too, yeah.
He always did a great job. And he tried his hardest. He wanted to do it good. And so when we rehearsed, he wanted to do it well, excuse me.
I like doing it good.
Yeah, I like doing it good too. But I can't. This looks like a job for Bluechew.
Bluechew. Yeah.
So yeah, he was great. Jon Stewart was great.
Too bad
not a huge fan of his politics, but
great
you know
guy.
what? You know what?
That's the beauty of America. You don't have to be.
Part out.
No, here's the point. That's the beauty of America. You don't have to be.
Oh, well, and also
somebody's a great guy and work together. That's great.
I say that's how it should be, right? We should be able to coexist with one another.
We did it for a long time.
Yeah, for like
Twitter and Facebook.
250 years. But what were we talking about? Jon Stewart. So that's that, and it is a good segue for this conversation that we were having. Like it is. I love some of the stuff he did, like the stuff he did for firefighters and first responders in New York. Incredible stuff that he is educated on and smart about. So I stand by him. And I'd actually love to have conversations with him because he's a guy that I think could sway me on some things that I'm up in the air about. You know what I mean? Or sell me one way or the other, you know.
You can at least see where he's coming from.
100%. And he's so articulate that you understand. You go like, well, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that I agree with it, but what he said makes perfect sense. Let me think about that for a second. Let me process it, you know? And I think if we all maybe took a little more time doing that.
Process stuff before we pop off?
Twitter would go out of business.
Yeah, exactly. Too bad you are, like you said, cleaned up during this time. Wiz Khalifa, my man.
Hey.
Black and yellow.
I wasn't that cleaned up because just talking to him, you get a contact high. He, I think he just started a new line of marijuana, actually medicinal marijuana called Khalifa Kush, I think is the name of it. And I saw that on Twitter. So that's how I know about that. But I swear to God, it was on Twitter.
I hope they contact Podcast Heat so they can be a sponsor of the show.
But he was also very big fan, very cool, like almost in awe of me and Billy. And this is in 2015 or whatever, 2014, 2015, where we had been around a long time at that point, and he was a fan when he was younger, so he was a fan then. And dude, did he reek of weed! Like this was in L.A. that we met, or that I met him, and man, did he reek! And look, it's legal there anywhere you want to do it. And so you can, they were doing it everywhere.
Good transition into Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, same. Ditto. So one time in Chicago, many moons ago, partook of some party favors with him and I want to say Mia X was her name, I think.
Yeah, she's a rapper.
And Mystical.
You had the whole. That's the whole No Limit crew.
So we had pretty much the No Limit crew in there. And when me and Midian, who was Tex or Naked Midian, or you know what I mean? Phineas Godwin. Me and him and the Godfather went in there and partook of some party favors and came out, and there stood Stephanie McMahon, and I said, Snoop Dogg smoking weed in there. You might want to tell him to stop. And I just kept walking. Yeah, I can't believe this guy. But I knew they weren't going to say anything to him.
Right. Well, what about at the same time? Bill Simmons is there. Do you remember anything about?
I don't. Look. I met Bill Simmons, and I'm a fan of Bill Simmons' work. Great journalist. But I did not spend a ton of time with him, so I don't have a whole lot to report other than very, very nice guy and a great at what he does. You know.
Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell was a dream to work with. Stephen Amell respects what we do. Stephen Amell was respectful. He was a sponge. If only I could get today's young and up and coming wrestling superstars to want to learn as much as Stephen Amell did. Like he brought his A game to every aspect of the TVs prior to the rehearsals, the match itself. Like what a professional he was. And he was the first one that you went like, holy crap, that guy can wrestle. Like he did some things. And I feel like we're going to close up here in a second talking about some more of those kinds. You know what I mean?
Yep. Of course, Stephen Amell, for people that not familiar, Arrow, and of course, great on heels right now.
Yeah. And on Heels and Arrow, and Cody was in Arrow with on a couple of episodes with it. And look, again, Stephen Amell, he was a superhero for real.
Shout out to Stephen. Great
Amen.
job. Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil, got a picture with Dr. Phil. Had to watch him at my house regularly. What we do at home is say, had you rather be happy or right? And but that, look, I've honestly learned a lot of things about relationships and about stuff from Dr. Phil. My wife has on Dr. Phil almost every morning when I wake up, and sometimes I'll sit there and watch it if it's interesting, And that's one of his mantras that I take with me every day, because I'm a right fighter. I like to fight to prove that I'm right, even when I know I'm wrong. So for me, I have to remember that. Had you rather be right or happy? And 10 times out of 10, I'd rather be happy, but I got to catch myself sometimes because I don't want to argue with somebody when I don't have to. You know what I mean? And I'm very argumentative, so I have to be careful of that. And it brings us right back to tartar sauce.
What about Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy?
I don't think I met him.
Okay.
We must not have crossed paths, because if so, I would have given my mixtape, and for sure I'd be a huge star by now. I'm just kidding.
Last couple, Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson. Of course, they were on the 70 show together.
Yeah,
and then the Ranch.
Yeah, they were cool. They were cool, and they were hip, and they were personable.
Ready for whatever?
Ready for whatever, but actually, you know what? I'm not going to tell that story, and I apologize I brought it up. Very cool, very, very cool, very personable dudes. I just don't think I can say that right now.
Okay. We'll discuss off air and figure out if we can bring it up later. That's fine. All right. Before we get into celebrities in major moments in the industry, let's talk about major moments in your grilling life, Road Dogg.
You know what?
Tell everybody about RecTech, huh?
That'll bring us to this. Let me tell you about RecTech, an amazing company that offers wood pellet grills fueled by all-natural hardwood pellets, along with other outdoor lifestyle products such as coolers, apparel, grill accessories, and more. Look, with grills ranging from $399 to $3,000, RecTech has grills for every lifestyle and every budget, with a key focus on flavor, convenience, and versatility. Their factory direct pricing eliminates the middleman, and all grills ship free. Plus, all RecTech pellet grills are made with high-quality stainless steel and are built to last a lifetime. The RT700 comes with a 40-pound pellet hopper, 702 square inches of cooking space, the PID Wi-Fi controller, and a 6-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. You can bake, smoke, sear, grill, and even dehydrate on the grill, all with the push of a button. And that's why those in the know choose RecTech. So it's time to toss that tasteless gas grill, messy charcoal grill, or even that overhyped brand name grill aside and join an elite wood pellet grilling family. By focusing on flavor, convenience, and versatility, RecTech sets the new standard in grilling. Visit rectech.com. That's RECTEQ.com. Use the code BJames to get 5% off site-wide. That's 5% off their top-notch wood pellet grills, one-of-a-kind RecTech icer coolers, chef-tested rubs and sauces, accessories, merchandise, everything at 5% off. That's rectech.com, and use the code BGJames. Excuse me, it's not BG James. And use the code BJames.
Let's talk about celebrities in major moments in the industry.
Yeah.
Just top of your head, rapid fire. Dennis Rodman, Hulk Hogan taking on Lex Luger and the Giant.
I mean, huge moment. And just to think, like, they told him he couldn't go, and Rodman took the jet and went anyway. You know what I mean? It's so punk rock and outlaw. I just love the whole story of it. Was he any good? Hell no. Who cares? You know what I mean? It wasn't about his wrestling prowess. It was about Dennis Rodman, one of the most outlandish and outstanding basketball players of that time. And he's skipping the playoffs to go to do a pay-per-view. Like that's big time story stuff. And it's a great story too, you know?
For people my age at that time, when he showed up, like you said, you went, wait a minute. They're in the middle of the playoffs.
Middle of the playoffs, and he showed.
I think it led credibility to wrestling, as
I
in
agree
leave the
100%.
playoffs for
Yeah, to go
wrestling.
do this. Yeah, and I thought it was great. And what are they going to do? Punish him?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, they're going to say, come back and get
Yeah,
30 rebounds, please.
Yeah, please.
DDP, teaming with Karl Malone, taking on Rodman and Hogan.
So, same thing. Look, I think Malone was hot, and I think this was Hogan and them's way of really trying to outclass the WWF at the time, with bringing all these stars in that they had relationships with, and so I get that. Like, I don't think Malone hit like Dennis did for me personally, but that's just, again, my opinion.
But it brought in that basketball group. Same
100%, 100%.
Same goal accomplished.
It expanded the audience, no doubt. Like, no doubt more eyes were on it because they were on there.
David Arquette winning the WCW title.
Yeah. So that's one that I wish we could have back. I just don't think it worked on any level. I think it was, I think Vince Russo was trying a lot of stuff, and this was one of the things he tried that did not work, in my opinion. I think it took the storyline and the company backward a little bit. And again, that's just my opinion.
Mickey Rourke is in The Wrestler, and then, of course, he gets involved at WrestleMania against Jericho.
Yeah.
Thoughts there?
For me, it was like, which one of them has more Botox, Jericho or
Rourke.
Yeah, or Mickey Rourke. And that was really the whole battle to me,
Yeah.
was trying to find out just how
It's
many
still neck and neck.
how many cc's of Botox each had in their furrowed brow. I don't think I was there, to tell you the truth. And if I was
tight.
I don't remember.
Thanks to the Botox. Trump versus Vince, biggest mania ever.
Oh, what a horrible matchup. Like, what, so they didn't really wrestle each other, did they? Like, it was, I don't know.
I mean, he was involved.
Yeah, I remember he was involved, and they cut his hair, and they, it was Lashley versus Umaga,
Yes.
but basically Vince's guy versus Trump's guy.
Right.
And so look, it's at the time Donald Trump was probably doing You're Fired, or the Boss, whatever the
He was huge.
Yeah,
Huge.
whatever the show was he was doing. And so it
Apprentice.
was, again, right, Apprentice. And again, rightfully so. He's a huge star. He comes in, you do crossover promotion, you get more eyeballs on the product. That's the thinking.
Goal was accomplished.
Yeah, right, wrong, or indifferent. That's the thinking, and mission accomplished, to your point.
Kevin Federline beating John Cena.
Well, I'd rather not that happened. That was another David Arquette moment for me. And the good part about it was during Kevin's 15 minutes of fame,
Right.
but he never truly had that fame. You know what I mean? Truth be told, this was probably the biggest moment of his life.
Yeah.
Was
But
beating
if I ever
John
beat John
Cena.
Cena, it's going to be huge.
It's going to be the biggest moment of my life too. But like, I don't know. I just think this one didn't hit good.
What do you, I mean, I don't want you to speak for him, but just your thoughts. If you were in Cena's spot, having to let Federline go over. I mean, does that speak to John Cena going, I'll do it for the company?
Yeah, 100%. And it's business. He was asked to do it. It might have been his idea, because that's how John Cena works.
Right.
He thinks about the bigger picture. He has a vision. And so, look, mission accomplished. You want to get some crossover. What's going on, you still hear me?
Stroke it. Oh yeah, hard.
Yeah. Stroke me.
It also speaks to your point, which has been hit on. Wins and losses don't matter. Didn't crush his career, and he lost to Federline.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Look, if you're over, you're over, and that's that. And we can debate all day long, but the facts don't change. You know what I mean? And the facts don't give a peep about your feelings.
Speaking of over, and you touched on it earlier, celebrities who came in and did their job to a high level. Bad Bunny.
Oh, Bad Bunny. Like
Bad Bunny.
Look, and I remember on Twitter, people hating that. What a huge amount of eyeballs he brought.
Incredible.
You know what I mean? What a huge amount of crossover promotion he made possible. And then to perform at that level at WrestleMania. So to me, the bigger question is, who's next? You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
anybody who wants it and is a fan and wants to try it. Like, and look, Bad Bunny showed up a lot of times at the Performance Center to wrestle in a ring while he was on tour. In between days off, he would show up and wrestle in a ring with all the guys and all the people that were going to be in that match and producers and there he was sweating and doing it all with the wrestlers. And so, you can hate if you want to, but you're just hating and it's negative energy. So I would let go of it.
You can, if you want to talk about why or should they have brought him in, that's a different argument.
Yeah, you can have that
As
talk
far
all day
as
long.
in the ring, he kicked ass.
He carried his weight and he did his job and he took it seriously, man. And kudos to him for that on a personal level, but professional level, he did it above and beyond, man.
What about thoughts on Gronkowski? Rob Gronkowski.
I do have a picture with Gronk. He is huge, by the way.
Yeah.
Makes me literally a head taller than me.
Really?
Like 8 inches or 7, 8 inches easy. And so
what about his height?
I was asking myself, should I go there?
Yeah.
And I said no. I appreciate you. Appreciate you going there for me. I got it. I appreciate it. His
Big
athleticism, his his personality, him and Mojo Riley. Real friends in real life. They're like chest bumping each other. They're like, it's so awesome to see, like they were literally like 30-year-old frat boys. And it was like, man, those guys are having a blast together. And then to see how willing Gronk was to do everything and how willing he was to take direction and shut it down and rehearse it again. And like, he was there. He was there for it. Again, because he's a huge fan. Literally huge fan.
Floyd Mayweather, Big Show.
So I wasn't there for that. I was not there for that. My brother Scott, I think, reffed it. And so he probably would have some stories. Maybe you should interview him, Casio.
That's no, a good episode.
But from what I understand, like that was a great draw too. That was a great way to get eyeballs on the product. And that's what we're doing here with celebrities. And
Kevin Owens. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Cause I was there for this one too.
Kevin Owens powerbombing Machine Gun Kelly.
Yep. Machine Gun Kelly was not the biggest fan in the world, but he was the most eager. Like he had no problem getting powerbombed through that thing. We did an extra before to show him, and he said, "Could I do it?" And like he was willing, and like he was no problems at all. Let's do it, man. And so that was super cool. And I've met him several times since then out in LA and stuff, where we've spent some quality time in a limo and on the jet back to Stanford. And so had some great talks with him. Like he's a smarter dude than you think he would be. You know what I mean? You think he's just this party animal with tattoos everywhere. Very smart, thoughtful, articulate guy. Also told a lot of pee-pee jokes and drug jokes and stuff.
So I loved him. You loved him.
So I loved him.
Yeah. You were. All right. Let's talk a little bit. We'll wrap a bow up on this on celebrities and wrestling. Then we'll get to some fan questions. So real quickly, we kind of hit on it with Cena losing. Just thoughts on celebrity putting over wrestlers or wrestling putting over celebrities, back and forth. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, look, I think if there's business to be done, somebody could totally come in from the outside and win a title. And what I mean by business is done is they're going to stay a few weeks or a month and do TV, and at the next pay-per-view drop it back or something like that. You know what I mean? And so I mean, if there's a plan and there's a creative push behind it, and some kind of story arc, I think totally a guy can come in. And the reason I say that is because the caliber of talent we're talking about now. Like, I know this is the elephant in the room, but Logan Paul.
Yep.
Logan Paul is coming in and going to face Roman Reigns for the title. Holy crap. Like, to me, that was awesome. Upon hearing that, I thought, holy mackerel, this is awesome. Wrestling traditionalist, I'm sure Jim Cornette blew a gasket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of wrestling traditionalists did the same. How would he get a title match? Man, it's not about wrestling in the title anymore. It's about cross promotion and widening the ever widening audience. And so how do we get eyeballs on that? Look, Roman said it in the press conference. He's bringing 33 million social media followers to the tribal chief. And so
Incredible.
think about that. That's a huge social footprint, man. And if you can get that guy talking to his 33 mil about this date, what if you sold 200,000 pay-per-view buys?
1%.
Yeah.
1%, you're happy.
Yeah. And so look, I don't get caught up in well, dang it should be a wrestler in wrestling. Logan Paul proved, like Bad Bunny, he's head and shoulders above your average rapper or YouTuber. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to physical ability, Logan Paul proves he can do every bit of what anybody can do, pretty much. And so I think it's a heck of a way to get the brand out there. Look, I think this was a decision that maybe had been talked about, but was finally made. And I think it's a great decision for business, for traditionalists and wrestling fans. Some, I see their argument and I understand it. I just think the star power overshadows it with Logan Paul on the card.
Well, we know from his boxing matches, he is athletic.
Yeah, he's athletic.
You got to say that.
Yeah.
And I imagine from what you've heard or seen, he seems like Bad Bunny. He's putting in the work and not just showing up to do something.
And I would even add, and Bad Bunny is a tough act to follow. Logan Paul may be better, more athletic, and have more agility than Bad Bunny. And that's not saying anything about about Bad Bunny, but it's saying how good Logan Paul is and what a good athlete he is. And so, man, if he can bring fresh eyes to the product, more power to him. And maybe I'll get to meet him and I'll take some pictures with him.
Please take a picture for me.
Okay, I will.
Before we get to some fan questions, let's throw it over to our buddy Conrad Thompson. We appreciate him. And look, he appreciates everyone listening and watching, and he's going to help you save some money.
If you could change one thing about your home, what would it be? A new kitchen, a new master bath, maybe put in a pool. What if you could do it with no money out of pocket and cheaper monthly payments? SaveWithConrad.com can help, and you can even skip your next 2 house payments. NMLS number 65084, equal housing lender. SaveWithConrad.com.
Were you there for Bob Barker, Road Dogg?
The price is wrong, bitch. I met Bob Barker. I did not spend a ton of time with it.
Okay. All right, let's get to some fan questions. Our favorite guy who, for some reason, I can't tell if it's his license plate or his ham radio handle, Bobby KF5GTX. He's a top guy. We appreciate him.
I thought you were going with Yambag Johnson.
No, we know him, or we know why he's calling himself Yam. AFS top guy for Bobby. He says, it has been said that Tyson coming to WWE was a huge deal for the Monday Night War. When did you feel the shift in momentum? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't disagree with it. That's for sure. But I think it was like a weekly thing where we just kept getting bigger and better and bigger and better. And I remember the shift specifically, one, because we just spoke about it, but 2, because it was me that it happened with. But like it was either that night or the next week after we did the invasion that the ratings turned for the first time in 83 weeks, that we beat them. And I think it was all of this stuff building up to that, with Tyson showing up. Holy mackerel, what's going on? Now DX is a thing. Mick Foley won the title, and like 500,000 people jumped from TBS to USA to see Mick win the title, even though they gave it away on their show. So I think there was momentum building.
Shivani.
Yeah, Shivani. No, I'm sure it was. Well, he probably said it, but I'm sure the directive was given by Eric.
It was just cream on the top. It was I
think
the ingredients.
Yes, it did have to do with it for sure, but I think other things had to do with it as well. A D-Generation X formation, even prior to me and Billy and Sean Waltman getting in it, was getting people's attention.
Yeah, for sure.
For lack of a better way to say it, like they were getting people's attention. And so I think it was a list of things. Tyson is on that list.
+_ Lindsay, she tweets at You Didn't Know Pod, at Brian R.D. James, at the Casio Kid. Tell us another dirty story about Betty White, she says.
Well, so it was, I don't remember anything she said, but like there was a couple of times where we would be talking and she would slip one in, and it was like a quick one and a funny one, and it was just like me and the writers, and Billy's not quite as quick as us, but we were throwing some back and forth. Billy's a little Tardar, I think, but we got we can probably take that out. I'm sorry. Here we go in 3, 2. Yeah, so she was entertaining to work with. It was so many quick-witted jabs that she was right there with us on. Like I said, I don't remember anything specific, but she was a funny lady, and she still is, because I think she's still above ground.
No, she's not. She
died? She died?
Yeah, right before her 100th birthday. Yeah. Like literally a few months ago.
You know what?
Yeah. You learned Grumpy Cap and Betty White that fast. It's a bad night for the dog. Can we get a shirt that says Billy Gunn loves tartar sauce? Okay. That's it.
Hey, literally
Billy Gunn
time
eats tartar. Can we get that? Okay. Here we go.
Right before she celebrated her 100th birthday celebration. She
like
died.
days. Like days.
Wow.
This was
for some reason. I mean, I guess I knew that. I just didn't.
That was this year.
Yeah. It was. Maybe I just don't want to believe she's gone.
You blocked it out.
Yeah. I'm not good. I don't buy it.
Big.
If you think Elvis is still here, Betty White's butt is. She's still here.
She's in. Big D WWE says, what celebrity was the coolest in person? And then what, on the flip side, what was the worst person to meet?
So, the worst person, like I don't think I can say a worst person. I really can't. Like everybody was at least cordial. You know what I mean? Like everybody was at least cordial. Nobody was, so I had a run-in with Eminem, but it had nothing to do with Raw. This was a long time ago. He was unpleasant. But the most pleasant, Betty White,
coolest.
But Betty White was really cool, and I'm not just saying that, but because of the scenario, because she's 90 years old. If she died before she was 100, how old was she when she did this thing? You know what I mean? Like
80s. She was in her 80s.
But it had to be late 80s, right? Like
maybe early 90s. Yeah, 14.
And I'm thinking, like, wow, how sharp and how cool this is. And also, like, I got pictures with her because to me that was a big deal. My mom loved Betty White. You know what I mean? Like everyone loves Betty White. And so to me that was a huge deal to have the opportunity to work across from a historic Hollywood legend. You know what I mean? It was so cool and so monumental like that. Look, all the other ones were cool. Smoke Pot with Snoop, Smoke Pot with Ben Stiller, whatever. You know what I mean? Like party with Kid Rock, party with Metallica, party with all these people. And that's all cool, but it's fading. My pictures with Betty White are evergreen. You know what I mean?
Incredible.
Yeah, it's really cool.
All right. Johnny 7 says, do you think Logan Paul getting a title shot is teetering on WCW David Arquette territory? I'm not a big fan of podcasters coming in and being dominant in the ring. I know it brings eyes to the product, but it still feels disrespectful. What are your thoughts? Says Johnny 7. You kind of touched on it, but just
I did
up in front. Arquette versus Paul.
Yeah, not even a comparison.
Okay.
Not even and no offense to Arquette, like he was in way over his head. Logan Paul has proved that he is athletic and has athletic prowess, and I mean, I've watched him. I watched him work in the match, with Miz and against Miz, and like This guy's got something, and he's also got 33 million followers, or however, I may have misstated. It's a ton. Yeah. So look, I think it's big business in a positive light this time. I think Arquette was big business in a negative light, and that's just how I feel about it. And I it's not because I didn't work for one company and I worked for the other. Look, Logan Paul's an attraction, and that's exactly what these Saudi dates are for, is to have huge attractions. And so it's the perfect match, in my opinion.
At Broken Zombies wants to know, Dog, please talk us through the fear that the WWE, DX, and more specifically Vince McMahon must have been feeling when Dynamite David Arquette won the WCW World Title on Thunder. How did you guys plan to counter that strategic chess move?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, that's some
What do
Norman.
you remember about hearing about it?
That's some Norman Schwarzkopf tactics right there. You're talking about shock and awe. Shock and awe. Because I was shocked that Arquette was the champion, and I was in awe as well. Because I don't know. I just didn't think it was the right move to make. And look, I don't know what the creative decisions will be going forward for this company, but I do not think it even compares David Arquette to Logan Paul.
Do you remember hearing about it? Did you guys?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What happened?
We all knew, and we all thought, well, Russo has lost his mind again, and Buff Bagwell's mom is going to be the United States champion. You know what I mean? So it was just one of those things where we were like, so we knew, we paid attention, but we did not focus on what they were doing. We focused on running our race and never looking back. And it took us 83 weeks to catch up, but once we did, we never looked back.
Gavin wants to know from Ad Free Shows, were there ever any attempts to get D'Angelo Williams to do more in TNA Impact after his stellar debut? Any insight as to why there wasn't more to his wrestling career?
Yeah, I think he realized if you weren't doing it in WWE, you weren't making a ton of bank. And so to me, you gotta, now I guess it would be AEW and WWE to get a sizable sum of money. But I think he realized maybe this wrestling's not for me. I'll just stick to playing football. And I'm speculating on that too, because I don't remember those days or his debut. But I do remember Pac-Man Jones.
Anthony Fitzpatrick wants to know how far, you kind of touched on it, but how far do you think Logan Paul can go in the business?
Well, it depends on how long he wants to go in the business, or how far he wants to go in the business. Because look, if they were to put the title on him and he were to come and do television shows, I think that would be great for the ratings of television shows. Yeah. And so I think if he were willing to tell some kind of story arc, I think it would be okay. And I think the reason being, I don't think it was okay with Arquette, because Arquette was not physically gifted. He is not athletic at all. And so it was all smoke and mirrors and bullcrap, where Logan Paul can actually have a physical contest with somebody and make it look like it is a physical contest. You know what I mean? And so I think there's two totally different spectrums when you're talking about those two. And I know you went on to another question, but I wanted to continue on answering that.
Oh, that was it. We were asking how far you could go in the business.
All right. That's the last question. So what's next?
Well, hey, we got another one in the books. I think that was great. I think they'll continue to go hand in hand, celebrities and wrestling. Celebrities are fans of wrestling. Wrestlers are fans of celebrities. And like you said, the bottom line is bringing more eyeballs to the product.
To the product, man. It's worked since day one, and it will continue to do so.
Which is why if Logan Paul ever wants to come on this podcast, he's more than welcome.
You are welcome to, Mr. Paul. Or should I call you Logan? You are welcome to come on this podcast. And if you would tweet out about your appearance, I'd appreciate it.
Please. Many times before and after.
Hell, I'll take David Arquette.
We will.
No, I was just kidding.
Oh, you won't? Okay. If you miss another one, I'll have him guess.
Yeah, thank you.
Dog, another one in the books. Thanks for your time, my man. I know you're very busy, and we appreciate it. I know coming up, how about this, Dog? We're going to look back 5 years ago. Hell in a Cell 2017.
HIAC.
Kevin Owens takes on Shane McMahon in a Falls Count Anywhere.
Oh.
Woo! Jinder Mahal defends the WWE title against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Natalia defends the
Nakamura,
SmackDown.
Nakamura. He's Shinsuke Nakamura. A Nakamura, mother. That's my song. I sing songs to everybody's name.
Look,
but it's basically like, Ikiman Jiro, he is my hero. Ikiman, he drinks Coke Zero, he has no fear. Ikiman. So it's a whole song that we wrote for the Ikiman.
Do you have a Baron Corbin song?
Bum ass Corbin. Yeah, here it is. Bum ass Corbin. Bum ass Corbin. You just throw it in there with some 90s rock. Yeah. Bum ass Corbin.
Song.
I don't know. I don't have one.
Will you work on it?
I will work on the show off because the name of it show off. Okay. And so I got the title already, the working title.
Next episode we bring up Dolph on. You better have a Dolph song.
Okay. I will.
That's your homework.
Yeah. Here's. Oh, never mind.
Buddy, another one of the books. We survived it. Thanks everybody for listening.
Yep. Thank you to the team.
Thanks everybody for watching. Dom,
Sabato, Kaufman.
Steve. Yeah,
we're all in the military. We just go by last names.
We appreciate it. We appreciate you watching and listening.
Hungwell Morrell. Thanks for chiming in.
I didn't think we were going to get a mention for him, but we
got
did.
We did it.
We did it. That's the beauty of this show.
You and I did it.
Like and subscribe. They said it couldn't be done.
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment, interact with us. We appreciate it. Follow us on social media at You Didn't Know Pod. He's at Brian R.D. James. I'm at the Casio Kid on social media. Look, we appreciate you listening.
Yep.
Dog,
thank you
send
guys
us out
so
of here.
much. Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.